Hey everybody, BearZombies here with random bits of Geek and MindCoreStudios.com, and today I'm going to be talking about The Amazing Spider-Man, which I saw a few days ago and took some time to kind of let it simmer in me and decide how I actually felt about the film. And I've come to the conclusion that I really liked it. I feel like it was a lot closer to the comics, all in all. I haven't read them all. I haven't read all the comics. I'm not a huge Marvel guy, perhaps, more of one that I let myself believe, but it's a story that I haven't really read a whole lot of. That being said, I can say with certainty that this is the Spider-Man movie that the Raimi movies kind of wish that they were. It's a lot more character development. You get a little bit more invested in what's going on, and you're introduced to Gwen, which is kind of nice for people like me because you really see no other way for things to go than in kind of a dark direction, knowing some of the storyline of The Amazing Spider-Man and stuff like that. So I think that aspect's going to be really interesting. But the writing for this was really solid. It was a great storyline. The way that it all unfolded from beginning to end was pretty fantastic. Getting to know some background on his dad, his uncle. You get his intellect, his intelligence from his dad, but you get the real world kind of tinkering with technical things from his Uncle Ben. So that comes into play whenever he's building his web shooters, which, thank God, he doesn't produce web. For a split second in one of the previews that I saw, he's pulling that web bit from behind his neck. For a split second, before I saw the rest of the preview, I was afraid that they were going to go in that direction again, where they have him producing web. And I was so happy to see that he actually made the devices. They gave background into the device. They let you know how it works and all this stuff like that. And it was fantastic. So that aspect I was super down with. You've got him skateboarding, which is really nice to throw something like that in there. And the dynamic, again, between him and Gwen was awesome. As for the big bad in this, I don't know. I wasn't too keen on it. I think this is one of those movies that's kind of decent as far as getting into the rest of the story. It's one of those things that you have to kind of get out of the way and let your viewers kind of get immersed in it before you can delve into the heavy storyline and the heavy action and things of that nature. So I wasn't too down with it. And one of the big things for me was that they made him look like a goddamn Goomba from the Super Mario Brothers movie. There's not even words. I saw his face and I was mortified and saddened all in one go. But beyond that, I mean, it's really a small thing. You get some background into Oscorp and how heavily invested they are into things relating to science, and especially, it seems, things that involve messing with people's DNA, their bodies, stuff like that. So you get a little bit of a background into that aspect of things, and his kind of getting involved with Oscorp, the fact that his dad was involved with Oscorp. So it's kind of a nice lead-in to things that are going to be happening. And at the very end, you have a classic comic book movie after credits business, well, mid credits, but where a mysterious figure kind of comes into the screen with Rhys Ifans, and you're not 100% sure who it is. You don't really get to see who it is, but as the viewer, as somebody who's kind of down with the general storyline and where they would go with this, one can assume that it's actually Osborn. So you're led to believe that we're probably going to have a Green Goblin bit in this sequel, and that really excites me. I mean, I really dig the Green Goblin and everything that comes with it. I like him as a villain, so there's that. But I mean, as a movie, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was the best thing that I've seen. As far as the Spider-Mans go, this is the one to watch, and I'm sure that everybody out there's already seen the other three because they came out first and you didn't really have an option. But this is the one to watch. It's a much better film. You will enjoy watching it. He's not going to get all emo and start dancing around in the middle of a bar, so that's a plus. But I mean, it's a pretty heavy film. It's a pretty heavy film for a comic book movie, which, I mean, it's kind of hard to say after all the Batman movies that we have that have gotten progressively darker, progressively heavier, leading up to this upcoming Dark Knight Rises, which is going to be just super intense. And I mean, it's just going to be off the wall darkness, and it's gonna, I mean, you're probably going to leave the theater just depressed. I mean, I can only imagine where they're going to go, provided they go, you know, down the Nightfall storyline. Probably blend it with a couple of other story arcs, but you know, for a Spider-Man film, for a Marvel film, it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. I'll probably see it at least one more time, get to see some of the behind the scenes and the outtakes and stuff like that, which I'm assuming most other people will probably enjoy also. But yeah, so I mean, score 1 to 10, give it a pretty solid 8. Beyond that, I mean, everybody should go check it out, see it. And let me know what everybody else thinks about it. Walmart also had kind of a prequel type comic book, I guess, to kind of coincide, that kind of goes along with the storyline as well. And it's of the comic books that have come out of that type of a thing, it's definitely one of the better. It doesn't feel static, it doesn't feel stagnant, like they're just trying to promote the film and get, you know, more money out of this than they have to or need to or whatever. It's actually pretty well written, and I really like the way that everything blends and meshes and some of the background information you get on that. So that might even be worth checking out for some of you guys out there. If not, just drop some money, go see it. I didn't see it in 3D. It's rare that I see anything in 3D now, unless I have to, or it's a horror movie, because, I mean, horror is just fucking awesome in 3D. So go check out The Amazing Spider-Man in theaters right now, and let me know what you think in the comments. How they coincide, and just what you thought of it as a film. So put it in the comments or visit us on our site, mindcorestudios.com. BearZombies out.